Hello, my name is Nick Brom, and I am here today to do my very first code walkthrough for PHP. I'm going to start out by talking briefly about Good Teacher. I have the page pulled up over here, and I have the code over here. In this particular project, we set up a name and gender variable, and then that will reflect the name and the gendered pronouns on the actual page. I used rather long names here because I wanted to use several different pronouns, he, his, and him, or she, her, and her in that case. So if you were to change these values up here, Kevin and male, to some other name and female, you would get the other pronouns in your paragraph down here. Alrighty, next project here is called Striped Rows. Got a demo of it over here, and I added a nice little mouse over effect just because I got bored. So the code for this one's a little bit more complex. We'll be checking if count is set in the URL, and if it's not, we're going to default to 10, so there's 10 rows here. And then we're setting up a for loop here. We'll count through 10 times, or number of times if count is specified. And then we're just checking to see if the row is even or odd, and applying a CSS class of even or odd to it. We can head over here. Actually change the count to something like, say, 3, and we should have 3 rows. The next project was a lot of grief for a lot of people here, form helpers. All right, form helpers. I've got it actually displayed here. There's quite a lot going on within these individual functions here. At least as far as I'm concerned, programming, I'm kind of a network guy, so it was something different to me to have to worry about escaping quotes, so you end up with exactly the HTML tag that you'd want. And then the logic, for example, in select tag is pretty complicated here, but we're lucky enough, perhaps unlucky enough, to have software testing to go along with it. So if I run my software test here, it should show that thankfully I do not have any errors with this particular project, so that's pretty awesome. Now the final one here is rather complicated. Looks like a relic from Peter Johnson. I've done my best to decomment and make this code just a bit more legible here. But we'll start out with actual PHP here. So there's some hidden functions here that are going to see whether or not we've been to the page before. If it's showing that we've never been to the page, it's going to build out the table for the first time, and it's going to display this welcome message up here. If we refresh the page, I'm pretty sure that'll go away. Maybe we need to actually add something to it. Okay, so we'll move on to that in just a moment then. We have an array built here that displays our various products over here, built out into a table. And then we have an add record, a delete record, and a display inventory function. And these will allow us to either add, delete new entries from our array, and then display essentially sets up for each loops to display the data from the array into the table on the page. So we have this wonderful add form here. Delete form code is right here. It essentially lets us loop through. And then each of these also have hidden flags here, and that's to determine whether or not we've actually been to the page before, like I'd said earlier. So let's monkey with this for just a minute here. We'll just go with the default add item here, test description, part number 999. We'll add it. Our welcome message is now gone. The delete function works just as well here. So we'll just grab test description again and delete it. And I would love to go through this because I think it's the coolest thing I've seen in a long time. There was a very short demo at the end of the project buried at the very bottom of the page about cross-site scripting. Unsanitized inputs. So if we set ourselves up here, script tag, and then an alert message will give us a simple pop-up and some quotes. Just say hacked or something silly like that. So if we add this item, it may not display right away because it's not actually building anything new, but it's also completely hidden from view, so you're not aware that anything is amiss until it rebuilds the table, say from adding an actual legitimate item. And then we get our pop-up here, and that's pretty cool. You can still actually see the blank item here and delete. Should be able to remove it. And that's that. I hope you enjoyed my code walkthrough. Thanks.